Hey, I need to put in some words as a afterword of the Bonnet Chronicles on Friday, how it felt as a black woman dealing with what happened on Wednesday, because I don't think some people are getting it still. Some people are writing think pieces as we speak about how we need to find unity and if we forgive these people. They walked around with nooses. Now, let me tell you something. Had they gotten away with this insurrection plot on Wednesday, they would have went from potentially executing elected officials because they didn't agree with them to moving on to openly lynching us again. If you don't believe me, realize that a lot of those people, their relatives used to collect postcards of lynching because they used to attend lynching like it was a fucking picnic. And on top of that, for Jewish Americans, they got greeted with people wearing 6 million was not enough shirts and Camp Auschwitz shirts, just to tell you the level of depravity that these motherfuckers have for fellow humans who obviously they don't believe are human enough. Back in the day, especially when I was younger, I tried to have a well diverse group of friends, of people that I cared about. And as I got older and I realized that it's not just about politics, it's not just about policy. There are people who will actively vote against my right as a woman, my right as a black person, my life as a human being. And I don't have to accept these people. I don't need their friendship. I don't care if we're related by blood. I do not need to break bread with people who would see me broken by this country and do nothing about it. And way too many people are A-okay with this attitude. You think that not getting your way is akin to being murdered in your home, minding your own business, or being shot unarmed. Every American citizen is supposed to be afforded due process of the law. That means that even if you commit a crime, you are supposed to be detained, arrested properly, and tried by a jury of your peers. Many Americans get that and get off depending on how wealthy they are or how white they are. Black people aren't afforded that. And when we see that and we decide, okay, we are going to march. And some people did get angry. Not a lot of us, because a lot of those fucking far leftist little trust fund babies decided to infiltrate Black Lives Matter and start fires and stuff because they thought that shit was cute. They're another side that wants to play that revolution bullshit, but from the safety of hiding behind people who are already tired, already frustrated enough. And this is why a lot of us have been speaking up against white people in whole. And a lot of you don't like it. A lot of you have been getting in your feels, coming into our mentions saying, not me, pat me on the head. We ain't got time for that. You have had 400 years of us nurturing, coddling, and protecting your feelings. We have watched this nation have two sets of rules for supposed protest. Never has a Black Lives Matter protest resulted in us carrying nooses and wanting to murder people. We were simply asking for our lives to matter, to not be murdered in our own homes, unarmed, shot in the back, and our killers be let go at the least. You know, I just want people to understand that having family that went through acts of aggression simply because our skin is black is traumatizing enough. But watching with the world, mind you, people walking around with nooses, erecting gallows, murdering because two cops died from this shit. And yeah, more than likely, both of them had ties to these people. So they don't even care about their own when they come to their violent actions. So, what do you think is the chances that we would have had they been successful in this ridiculous coup? For all of you white people who are stunned, shocked, but more upset at how this makes you look, you need to look past yourself at this because it's not about you. It is about finally making racism pay for the consequences of its actions. How many more lives have to be lost before we finally collectively say enough's enough? No more grandstanding. No more going, well, I put BLM in my bio, but I'm really not actively doing enough to change my viewpoint and distance myself from people who have those viewpoints. Because I no longer stay friends with people who are openly okay with this just because it's just a political difference. No, it is a character flaw at this point. If you're okay with people who think fuck your feelings isn't okay saying for those of us who knew this was going to be bad. It's not okay to stay and keep ties with people who think, oh, well, my granddaddy, my mama, everybody in my family's only voted this way, so I've got to vote this way. I don't know anything else. Learn. Because it is beyond sickening at this point. How many people will say one thing but go back to being the same old, and this is why we can't have real change. If this hits you in your feels, I suggest you work on yourself. Don't come at me with the it's not me, because I don't have a cookie or a carrot for you at this point. I don't have a gold star because you think you're not a racist. If you are not actively being anti-racist, don't bother me. I'm tired of patting people on the head. I don't know what you want from me by saying stuff like that. All I know is that Wednesday, a whole lot of angry white people decided that the only way they could be heard was to plan and commit murder and wore shirts that condone the murder of fellow human beings because they didn't worship like them. And if that's not you, then you should be on the side of being tired of these people and wanting to see them prosecuted. Nothing else is acceptable.